Now, still dealing with SaaS and the issue of modularity, maintainability, and reusability, let's talk about a popular CSS file structure pattern called the 7-1 or 7-in-1 pattern or architecture. This is a very popular organizational methodology used in SaaS these days and, of course, other CSS preprocessors to structure CSS files in a scalable and maintainable way. The pattern splits the style sheet into a set of directories and files, which makes the code base easier to navigate and manage, especially for large projects. If you're dealing with a small project, you may not need to use this pattern, but trust me, it is something you will love once you get in the groove, just like the BEM naming convention. The 7-1 pattern, as the number 7 implies, consists of 7 folders and one main file, as shown in the slide. These 7 folders conventionally are the base, components, layout, pages, themes, utilities, vendors, and the main file, which represent the 1 in the 7-in-1 pattern. You see, typically in a large project, a page could contain one or more components, using one or more utilities, have one or more themes, or using one or more third-party styles, and have one or more layout segments that repeat across all the pages and so on. Having all of those bundled up in one CSS file is, believe me, an open invitation to maintenance disaster, hence the 7-1 architecture. Each of the folders could contain one or more SaaS files. And using the SaaS import directive, another great feature of SaaS, we can then import the individual files in the folders into one main file. Depending on the scope of your project, though, you may or may not need to have these 7 folders. One thing that is also worth noting is the fact that the folder names here are non-opinionative, meaning that you may call it whatever you choose or consider most appropriate for your particular project, but of course, it makes sense to name them what makes sense. So, we could conveniently say that the objective of the 7-in-1 pattern is not the name we call the folders, neither is it the files we put in each folder. Rather, it is the modularity and by extension maintainability that we were able to achieve adopting it. In the course project later on in the course, we're going to be using some of the folders in the 7-in-1 pattern as a way to demonstrate the use of this architecture.